I think I've found the most insane episode of Hoarders ever. I know a lot of us, me included, probably keep a lot of things that we don't need, but I can guarantee you'll never have enough things to fill a 9,000 square foot mansion, which is exactly what happens in this episode. From the outside, this 100-year-old $5 million mansion looks amazing and houses Sandra, a renowned interior designer, so you'd assume the inside would look as good as the outside. However, Sandra unfortunately is a severe hoarder, which has led the inside to be completely and utterly trashed. Sandra lives in this enormous mansion on a huge plot of land, and from the outside, you'd never imagine how bad things are.
I'm Sandra Cowart, and I'm an interior designer. The Julian Price Hillside Manor, I would say, is the perfect house. The style is English Tudor, Greek Revival. It has 9,000 square feet, 4 floors. We used to drive by every Sunday, and I would say to my husband, honey, a little house like that, someday's what I want.
The mansion is over 9,000 square feet with 4 floors, but that amount of space for a hoarder is quite dangerous because it can just be filled with mountains and mountains of useless items, pointless things that Sandra's collected, bought, or even just found on the side of the road. It was her dream to own that house, yet she doesn't even get to enjoy it because of her hoarding addiction.
It was incredible to have the privilege of living here. But there were many adaptations that were necessary. In other words, if you were on this end of the house and you needed the Scotch tape or the scissors, you'd have to go comparable to the 5th house down the street to get it. So you learn very quickly to have many, many, many phone books, lots of scissors and tape. I mean, just the fundamental things.
Sandra doesn't have just thousands of different things, but loads of the same things, just in case she needs it. Although her family has tried to help Sandra with decluttering her house, she doesn't think she has a problem at all.
I'm Earl. I'm Sandra's brother. Her hoarding has pretty well been danced around, shall I say. We've tried to address it with her, and she would tend to change the subject.
If you look up, you see the ceiling, which is a plaster motif.
We've tried to talk to her about it, that she's, a hoarder.
These were all foreign Italian imported fixtures.
I don't think she tends to really want to admit that she has that issue.
There's a long back hall with a little porch. I call it the Romeo-Juliet porch because you can stand out there.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou?
Commonly with extreme hoarders like Sandra, the problem doesn't lie with the stuff they have, but rather with the people who try and take it away from them. Sandra doesn't see her hoarding as a problem, which is why her family struggles to help her with it. The irony with Sandra is that from the outside, you wouldn't think she was a hoarder at all. When she was younger, she was the best interior designer in the area, but with the state of her house and the way it is now, it's almost unimaginable to think that.
I opened Cowart Designs here in 1975. One whole floor has the studio part.
At one point in time, she was the prominent interior decorator of Greensboro, North Carolina. She was the best.
I had an incredible career. I've been very privileged. The clients I've had have been marvelous. I had folks waiting 2 years to get me to do their home.
Sandra seemed to have it all, a huge successful business and the perfect house to go along with it. But when she separated from her husband in 1979, everything started to go downhill for Sandra.
Sandra started what we call curb killing. She would go out and see things that folks had put out to the street for the trash. And I'll have to agree that, sometimes one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, Sandra seemed to find a whole lot of treasures.
A lot of the stuff Sandra would find and collect would be for her business, as she would say, but in reality, it was just all trash.
You have every right to look at all of this and say, my God, you're a hoarder. But the truth is, I do not perceive myself as a hoarder. It's because it's a shop that the quantity is more than a house.
Sandra's business started to fail when she was sued by a former client, which meant her reputation also went downhill. With no income from a business, Sandra was basically unemployed, but she still owed $2.1 million on her house. The mansion is under foreclosure, but Sandra spent the last 3 years fighting an unwinnable battle to stay in her home. But Sandra's house has already been bought by someone else, so her days in the house of her dreams are numbered.
My name is Michael. I'm the new owner of the Julian Price house. Purchasing this home was very, very complicated.
The legal document that Michael signed would require him to take the property as is, where is. He voluntarily accepted the house with the hoard and the hoarder. A little risky from a lawyer's perspective, a whole lot risky, I'd say.
At this point, Sandra legally no longer owns the home, Michael does. Yet, Sandra still thinks that somehow the bank will allow her to stay there with a paid-off mortgage, but she's just completely delusional. Sandra is evicted from the property, but she refuses to leave, sleeping in a van parked in the garden.
We own the house. We have got to empty the house out. So we issued notice that she had 10 days to leave the property, at which time the sheriff would lock her out.
When the day come where the sheriff locked her out of the house, she had her van set up for her to live in. And she is moved out and living in the van and says that's where she's gonna stay.
That's a good girl.
My two brothers and I have sat down with her many times and tried to talk to her about alternatives. She just totally refuses to admit that she's gonna not be living in that house.
The new homeowner, Michael, gives Sandra one opportunity to remove all of her things. Otherwise, he will be removing it and throwing it all away. This is over 40 years worth of stuff, filling over 30 rooms across 4 floors, so removing it isn't going to be easy. Sandra's family have called in experts to help Sandra decide what she can keep and what needs to be thrown away. A task much easier said than done.
So we've got a woman who's lost her house. She's severely in debt. And she's gonna have to watch all of her stuff come out and essentially go somewhere.
Correct.
It's gonna be a tough situation.
This case is pretty unique, as because the house was sold as seen to Michael, the entire contents now belong to him. But because he feels bad for Sandra, he's decided to sell what he can in the house to raise money towards paying off her debt.
You guys, probably two of the nicest guys on the entire planet, are gonna let her make decisions.
Correct.
You are going to let her sell, and you're gonna return the money back from any proceeds.
Yes.
Correct.
At this point, the plan is to figure out what can be sold to raise money for Sandra to live on.
I told her I would do whatever resources I could to empty the house out and get her the money and the contents to get on her feet, because she has nowhere to go.
So where does she live now?
She lives in her van.
And she's out back, probably sleeping in the van now.
The psychologist, Dr. Zazio, wants to work the case and understand how the house got so cluttered, and Sandra's excuse is actually pretty unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, Sandra. Wow. You got a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Can I just ask you, what happened to your living room?
It was broken into over and over and over. And rampaged.
People with hoarding behaviors who are struggling with acknowledging the problem typically blame it on someone else.
I'm just gonna challenge you a little bit here.
Okay.
You're sticking to your story
Yeah.
that this is not your doing and that it's because of thieves coming in and messing up your stuff.
Right.
It just looks like even if people did mess it up, there's still far too much stuff in this house.
Not for a shop, not for a store.
She's just basically saying that I had a shop, I had to bring all this stuff in, and I just have to relocate it.
Sandra clings onto her story that she had a shop when she was an interior designer, so all of the items in the house are essentially her stock, so she needs to keep them. Obviously to us this is ridiculous, as who would want any of this old tat in the house anyway? But to Sandra, she sees all of these items as opportunities to be used down the line or sold to someone. She wants to keep all of her belongings in a warehouse, which would mean transporting hundreds of tons worth of stuff from over 30 rooms, which is just an absolutely ridiculous and unrealistic task. It doesn't feel necessary either. Sandra, as Sandra doesn't run a business anymore and should be a bit too old to pick it back up again. Something inside of her just really doesn't want to let go of her stuff. The team explores the rest of the house and are shocked by just how much stuff there is in each of the rooms. And some of the rooms are filled with so much rubbish you can't see the entrance.
I'm going into the what, 3rd floor now? It's like a magic castle, like everywhere I turn.
The servants' wing on the left.
Okay. There's a different door.
Whoa.
There's 3 bedrooms and 1 bath.
That way?
Yes.
Servants has a bigger house than I do.
God, I think this is it. Oh no. It's a hallway that's completely barricaded. Ow! I have no clue where I am, but I want to get out of here.
Having seen the extent of the house, the team know that it won't be possible to have the entire contents removed and placed in a warehouse, so they confront Sandra about this because she seems to have gotten the wrong end of the stick. They didn't come to simply transport all of her stuff, they came to remove it.
So here's my concern. I'm hearing that there might be a warehouse or something.
I have 3 on hold.
This is one of the most common things that we see with people who are struggling with hoarding behaviors. Rather than make decisions and get their stuff in order, they just store it. The reality is they don't go inside that warehouse and pull the stuff out. It goes there, lock is on the door, to be forever forgotten.
We're not a moving company. I'm gonna have to put my foot down. Absolutely no storage. I won't be moving anything. This is about finding you housing and making you some money.
Okay.
What's the most important thing to you?
I don't have a need for housing at all. May we please take that off?
No, you do. You living in that van right there. You do have an issue for...
I'm gonna live in an Airstream. I will never hear my words. I will never live in a house again. I will never live in an apartment, ever.
The bottom line is, one of the 3 goals that we have set, she's indicated I have no interest in, and that is finding her a home or an apartment. She has emphatically said, don't even go there with me, which means she can't take anything, which means everything goes.
It seems like there's no getting through to Sandra that her stuff will be removed from the house, and she's clearly in denial. With nearly 100 people arriving to help with the removal and over 10 huge skips, or dumpsters I guess for the Americans watching, Sandra needs to realize that her stuff will be gone whether she likes it or not. The best thing she can hope for is for enough of her things to be sold at auction to make enough money to pay off her debt.
So legally speaking, I'm gonna dumb that down. This is no longer your home. We gotta be really clear on that. Okay? This has been a 5, 10, 15-year process, and Sandra has passed up many, many, many opportunities to get help, to find better housing, to sell the house, and it's really important for families to understand at some point, if you don't accept that help, you will lose it all. And that's where Sandra is. And I don't mean to be really blunt, but I have to be. All the stuff must leave this house.
I don't want it to be that way.
We understand that. But as Patrick said, we are at a crossroads.
Yeah.
I am here for you every step of the way.
I will say this, everything I have, somebody wants it.
Her denial is bigger than the Empire State Building. What we can do is to get her to understand legally she has no rights. That is my only window, and that's why I've continued to push. That's why I've got a lawyer here. That's why I have a sheriff on site. For the first time ever, I may have a sheriff remove the hoarder from the site, because it might be the best thing for her.
When the team starts removing some of the stuff from outside the home, Matt, the expert remover, is shocked at how much of the stuff is just unusable. There's broken pieces of furniture, random bits of metal, and just straight up trash is being thrown away. Why Sandra believes anyone would want all of this is difficult to understand, but Sandra puts up a fight with every single item. Even when things are just completely ruined, she still wants to keep them.
Those are not trash. Those are brand new.
Hold up,
Those
guys.
chairs.
Bring it over here for me, please. Well, it's not moisture, it's actually mold, and this is wicker. Can't actually sell this, and I can't donate it.
Okay, and I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you, I want it.
We're not focused on finding you a place to live. You said that's off the table, so we're respecting that. I think where we're at now is to say you're holding on to things that you don't have a place for.
And you don't know that. I'm sorry.
Sandra is a politician. She wants to make you believe that her way is the way to do it, but then when you push her on, well, give me the details of your plan, it's empty. There are no details.
You don't know what I have. You don't know the perimeters of what I have.
She's basically like a Trump hoarder. There's just no substance. It's all talk.
Sandra will be living out of her van, yet she wants to keep a moldy, broken chair. It's difficult to understand to me and you. It's an ugly, moldy chair. But to Sandra, it's something completely different. She sees the potential that she might use it one day and is anxious about the fact that once it's removed, she can never get it back. Sandra knows it's broken and moldy, but one day she might fix it and use it again. Its condition isn't what's impacting the decision to want to keep it. The worst part about all of this is that the team haven't even made it inside the house yet. They're just removing things from the garden, and Sandra still wants to keep half the stuff that needs to be thrown out. But Sandra can't keep anything from the house because she has nowhere to store it. The warehouses she hasn't been approved for delivery. But Sandra can't keep anything from the house because she has nowhere to keep it, and her van and trailer are already full. She's being purposefully difficult now, and that's because she has a bit of a secret.
I'm asking the bank to admit they had no right to foreclose or sell the property. That's what I'm asking for.
But if you win that, you've essentially undone everything that's been done.
We have a trial in February 27th, and I go to court Wednesday.
You've just cost me $200,000 in legal fees.
For what?
To hire an
defend
attorney
myself.
to now go to the bank and defend themselves.
Only if you want to do that.
So I would have bought a house that I no longer own, that you've just potentially taken back. We brought all of this in here to help you.
Wait.
Sold it for you so you have money.
He's trying to maneuver me into positions that will keep him where he is right now. With the house is his and me out of here in 2 more days.
I guess we're not saying it clear enough. Like maybe it needs to come out of your mouth. This has to end. We feel we need to talk with our attorney first before we go any further with this.
The new owners are a lot nicer than I would have been, I think, because if I was in that position, I would have had Sandra forcibly removed and had absolutely everything destroyed. Sandra will never get the house back, and it's full of trash. She's no longer the legal owner, and that can't be reversed. Yet, despite this, Sandra doesn't back down.
Y'all pan all those bags over there and see what went to the dumpsters.
Correct.
And I guarantee you 2/3 of what were in those dumpsters are what I wanted to keep.
Time out. Now you can let me, I listen to you, now you're gonna listen to me. You lose everything in 2 days. I'm trying to maximize the value of what's left in that house. That you keep saying I'm trying to skip around. That is the fact of your life. You no longer own any of this.
You're not a lawyer. You can't make that judgment.
Biggest problem with Sandra's plan is that she owns this stuff and she's still gonna live in the house. Neither are true.
Sandra won't accept anyone's decision and believes that she is the only one in the right. Things escalate when Sandra starts going through every single rubbish bag and decides what she wants to keep. But one bag takes about 30 minutes to get through, and there are literally hundreds of them. Even Sandra's own family tell Michael, the new owner, that he has to put his foot down and tell Sandra that she needs to stop.
It's tough love time. It's not easy.
Listen,
And she's not even related to me.
no, but this is your house.
I know.
Mike has to decide, does he want to placate Sandra or does he want to get his home back? He can't have both. If you don't set the precedence now before we get back tomorrow, we are toast.
Oh, yes. Let's keep.
So, we're all here to support you. Dr. Zaggio's here. Let Matt run his crew. Your brothers are here. It's for you. All of this.
So
Let us empty the house. I need the house empty so that we can move on. You need the house empty so that you can have your money and from the auctions to get this done. The only way to do it is to follow Matt's lead.
So is number one, you know.
There's 2 options. You either have to let us do this our way, or you can't be here.
Michael gives Sandra an ultimatum. She can have 5 minutes to look through each room and pick what she wants to keep, or she will be removed from the property and 100% of the contents will be destroyed. And just as a quick reminder, make sure you subscribe if you like this video, because I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. Anyway, the next day, Sandra sticks to the new plan at first, but the team later finds her out in the dumpsters taking rubbish out to keep. Since she can't be trusted, Matt makes Sandra's brothers physically restrain her inside inside the house so that she'll stop interfering with the cleanup. But even that doesn't work, as she gets her brothers to start to help and pack up whatever she can inside the house.
All right, so this is all trash.
No, Wayne, can you set this in the wagon? It's just heavy, I'm afraid I'll trip.
A rock.
Yeah, I know.
You want to save a rock?
Ooh, that needs to go with me to the car to wash and use to clean up with. All right.
There's no way to save everything in this house. And she's bound and determined to try to save a piece of it, down to the last scrap of paper.
Oh, put this with a towel. Ooh.
The things she wants to keep are invaluable: a rock and a dirty old rag. Everything she wants to keep is something that she thinks can be used for later when she finds a use for it, which ultimately will never happen because she's already got so much stuff that she'll forget about.
Sandra, I'm concerned that you're going backwards and not forwards. You went from being very selective in the items, and it now seems like everything he's handing you, you're just putting in the box and not even looking at.
I mean, I have however long I live to deal with this.
I'm trying to appeal to her. I'm trying to give her some support, but we're trying to help you to start retraining your brain to think differently now rather than do it in the future, and you're not going to have somebody to help you in the future.
There is a bag, Walter, of remotes out there on that credenza.
She's stuck on all this minutia in the first room and not even moving on to the next.
Yeah, that's just throw that
Guys,
back.
I'm really worried about what's going on here.
I am too.
We're heading in the
Opposite direction.
opposite direction.
Right.
And she's not even listening.
Okay.
You're putting in bent cards and...
That's fine. A bent card is fine. Is it empty? Okay, give me this stuff on top.
This woman is headed for a catastrophe, and she doesn't see it.
Her brothers try to challenge her by asking what she last put in her box to keep, and Sandra can't even answer because she's already forgotten. She clearly isn't saying reason. She also believes that each dumpster outside has valuables inside worth over $10,000 each, which just isn't true. It's all just 100% rubbish. It's getting to the point where even a psychologist is saying that she can no longer help Sandra because she's so unwilling to make even the smallest of changes.
Earl, I get that, but let me just tell you something really quick. It is clear that I am not going to have any impact with her. She's saying, I'm perfectly happy the way things are. I've made a choice to live like this, and I have no desire to change. I am now officially here for all of you.
Right.
And so I'm not giving up on her, but I think at this point, when I try to help her, it's agitating her, and I don't want her more agitated. And if she's scooping up garbage and putting it in a box, then so be it. It's keeping her off Matt's back right now to try to do the job that we were hired for.
But are we not creating worse issue with her?
A little bit, but here's the problem. The alternative is she gets removed by the sheriff, and then y'all got to deal with
nothing.
it. It's just nothing.
But it's so important for the team to keep cleaning and throwing things away, in spite of Sandra's complaints, especially as they discover a hidden room that no one even knew about because it's been concealed by rubbish for so long, and it even looks to be a biohazard.
Oh my gosh, look at the mold. What is that?
It's growing.
It's dark, it's wet. Don't touch that. Oh, that's all moisture.
Yeah.
And it has mold that I have never seen in all the homes I've ever been with. Wow. It looked like someone had taken a stuffed animal and ripped out the insides and thrown it all over the walls.
It's really hard to defend Sandra because her hoarding has created a huge mess for the new owners after discovering this entire room filled with mold. Sandra's obsession with keeping rubbish is having such an impact on someone else's health, but she's unable to see it from anyone else's perspective. And she even starts protesting by standing in Matt's way and refusing to move so that they'll stop the removal.
That yard is full. She's stopping every one of my guys.
Listen, I need
Michael and Eric, get in here. 15 of my guys walk up and they said, she won't let us work. She's parked her chair right in the middle of our pathway of 2 different rooms coming out. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't
I'm done.
care.
Stop talking.
am not.
This is ridiculous. You know, I'm really struggling with Sandra. And it's one thing to help this woman. It's another to completely slow down a third of my crew and not allow them to do anything. She's slowing us down. from helping her.
It makes no sense. It takes them less time to put it right here and go bring the rest
I
than
have
it
a
is
legal
for you
obligation to clean this
You're
house.
manufacturing.
You stop.
Listen, I have got to have that croquet set.
It's frustrating for me to see her continuing to manipulate everyone in the situation. I'm done. This. I'm out of here.
That's your choice.
If you guys want me to empty the house, I'll do it. If
What
not,
is she
I
stopping?
won't. She's stopping every one of my guys. 15
I'm
guys
having
just came to me and
him
said they
put-
can't work.
I chose pieces
Stop.
that I have made. I'm
Y'all
not
figure this
talking
out.
to you.
I'm done.
Matt is being a bit harsh with Sandra here, I think. She ultimately does have a mental illness. She sees value in every single thing, even though it might well be rubbish. She's watching the entire contents of her home be destroyed, and she's bound to be upset. Because Sandra's already lost her home, there's no real way that she can be helped with her hoarding obsession at this point, so it's likely that she'll continue to hoard wherever she goes. By now, she has an entire truck's worth of stuff on the lawn that she claims will be picked up tomorrow and taken to storage, but everyone knows that isn't true. There's an entire sofa covered in mold that she wants to keep too, even though it's completely unusable and even dangerous to sit on because it's so disgusting. The next day, Sandra arrives early, and with the help of a random team of people she's pulled together, she gets them to start filling the street outside with all the stuff she wants to keep.
I got here this morning and Miss Sandra had technically achieved what we challenged her to do.
Bring it on out to the street, if you will.
She did remove a lot of stuff from the yard and she put it right on the property line.
And don't let anybody take it from you. Call me if you have a problem.
The problem is there were a lot of items in this pile in the street that I know I saw in the dumpster when I left.
Stick that right in that sort of hole right there at those chairs. Thank
She
you.
looks pretty tired. I think she stayed up all night pulling what she could out of the yard into the street.
But the stuff fills nearly the entire length of the street, so neighbours are just forced to call the police. When they arrive, they say that Sandra is blocking the street and disrupting the traffic, so she needs to have it all removed by 5 PM that day, otherwise it will be classed as illegal dumping and removed by the local government. The psychologist is at her breaking point because she feels like nothing she's trying is working, and Sandra is suffering with no way out.
She's made a decision to live on the street. She made a decision to spend the night digging in the dumpster, which you told her was off limits. She made a decision to pull stuff out on the sidewalk. She's losing sight of what even brought us here. And it's painful because she's a human being and her brain is not allowing her to make any kind of reasonable, decent decision. And I'm a human being and I would never want this to happen to my grandmother.
God, no.
She's ill. She's doing exactly what her illness is telling her to do. And we have to keep cool. We have to keep calm and work as a team to keep our cool so that we can walk away knowing we did everything we could to help somebody who is pretty much helpless.
I do feel bad for her, but at the same time, Sandra's had 3 years to sort out a house since she was told that she'd be evicted. She definitely didn't have the help she needed then, but she is so unwilling to accept it now. The way she speaks to everyone is also very mean, and considering they're being extremely patient with her too.
All along, I did tell Sandra that as part of this process, she could keep the things that she wanted.
And listen to me. It's a $6,000 desk, a $10,000 desk, and it is insane to let those get away.
I totally understand and agree that it's getting out of control. The pile's too big. We all believe that it's not going to be removed by the time limit that the city's given us. But we need to just deal with that situation when it happens.
At that car down there. Just wherever you can put it there.
Michael's been nothing but nice to Sandra throughout this entire process, but as 5 PM fast approaches with no signs of any vans arriving to move the stuff from the street to a storage facility, everyone is running out of patience.
Nobody needs to know.
But you're saying it needs to
here.
happen.
You're here.
Sandra knows this is it.
Well, get that out so we can load them in here, and we will. I told y'all I needed you to get the stuff that we're trying to hold down there.
She is in pure panic mode.
I want you to show me the desk you want.
So you're going to pass judgment on what I'm saying has to be done and what doesn't have to be done.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you are.
Right now, Sandra is acting like a caged wild tiger.
You will understand when we get there, okay?
She knows that it's all over at 5:01.
We're losing time. No. We have to put the desk in the truck, okay?
Her window is getting more and more narrow.
Somebody came and asked me, I said, absolutely do not load the truck, and they did it anyway, and that doesn't work, because now we're gonna lose an hour piddling through this stuff that shouldn't have been touched to start with.
It's hard to believe that she has not, even at this point, grasped the gravity of the situation.
Where are all our helpers? Why is it that it's just the three of us doing this?
As the scene continues to turn into chaos, Sandra's hired helpers turn on her and refuse to keep working as they don't see the point of working so hard to keep a load of rubbish, especially as they know there's nowhere to put it. Plus, Sandra won't even be able to afford a warehouse as she has no money left and is in debt to the bank. She's clearly just seeing how far she can get before it's all over.
We've been moving stuff for 3 hours without any definition of what the value is or what you're going to do with it.
I'm not asking you to tell me any of that. I can handle that.
You gotta let it all go. You know, we're here for you now. Listen to me. Your brother is here, your other brother's here, me and Kira's here, Mike's here.
This is not you. This stuff is material stuff.
This stuff is my future, my lifetime,
No, it's
my
not. It's
money
your
to
past.
live on.
It's
to
not
live
your
on.
money. Everything that you're gonna make money off is in the pods already.
Nothing else.
The rest of the stuff
Luther.
is not worth any money, Miss
Luther,
Sandra.
I don't want to hear it again.
I
Not
know you
another
don't.
word.
But
We're
these
done.
items are not your life. If you
That's
hold
it.
on to this
That's
stuff,
it. That's
when
it.
Sandra still refuses to listen and even wants to keep the most random items, like a container with sand inside.
So we can throw that container away with the sand in it.
No,
why not?
Can we throw the sand away?
no.
You don't want to throw any of this away. Why are you wasting your effort when you could let these folks that are here to help you carry this stuff out of your past?
If they want to help me, they can help me get all of this out into the street and loaded and delivered.
Miss Sandra, we're all here to help you. But I'm telling you right now, I won't let the crew continue to work if you can't explain to us what we're doing it for and why is it necessary. You can't tell us why you need this
now.
air.
Leave now.
Please explain to me why you need this
Leave
sand.
now.
Everyone on the team has been extremely lenient with Sandra, yet she's incredibly rude to every single one of them. They've bent the rules for her so many times and just taken advantage of them all. And now she's backed into a corner with no one supporting her. She fires her entire crew on the spot, leaving her stuff on the road ready to be picked up by the city instead of being taken into storage. One of the producers on the show even came out afterwards and said that Sandra demanded the filming crew load their own personal cars with her things and take them to storage. She's incredibly demanding and nothing anyone can do is good enough for her. But Sandra immediately regrets sacking her little crew, so she gets them back on the job less than 5 minutes later. And it's a good thing she did, because there's been some confusion about the timeline and when the street actually needs to be clear.
Sandra?
Yes.
Right.
Plan department is out there, code enforcement.
Uh-huh.
There's a misunderstanding as to the timeline, okay?
Sandra?
The street has to be clean at 5. So they're going to bring the grabber truck at 3:30.
They said 5 o'clock.
No, the street has to be clear by 5 o'clock. So the city, we have no control over the city. The city is the supervisor's out there now.
All right, let me go talk to him.
Okay, now, look, can I talk just a second?
Come with me as I go.
Sandra,
Earl,
the street has to be cleared.
they told me 5 o'clock.
Okay, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Sandra?
Yeah. Earl,
You do
what?
realize they're coming in an hour.
Damn it.
Okay.
It's just incredibly sad.
Sandra thought she had a few more hours to continue taking stuff from inside the house and piling it onto the street, so she's absolutely fuming when she finds out that she has to start taking it to storage now or risk losing everything. But everyone knows she doesn't even have a storage facility lined up. This is all just a huge waste of everyone's time.
Earl, stop it!
Okay.
Now! I am not a friggin' idiot and I understand every bit of it! Leave me alone!
In a last-ditch attempt to save the rest of her things, Sandra instructs her team to just start taking out whatever they can carry from the house, regardless if it's rubbish or not.
She had a crew of 6 people who were one by one taking the stuff out of the house, off of the yard, into the street.
We've got 30 minutes to get all of this to the street and what's back here at this back door.
But as the time ticked away, you could tell she was getting more and more frazzled.
No, we got 30 minutes to get all this to the street and all the stuff on the truck.
Stop it. No! 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 Listen to me!
No, I won't. I'm done, son.
Good.
Done.
Bye.
It got to the point where if they even said anything, she would blow up and fire him.
You're right. We out here trying to help her.
I understand that we're pressed for time. If she wants to kiss her ass, go ahead. I'm through. But the way she came off at me, I just did not appreciate it. No offense, I don't mean to be rude, but...
As more and more of Sandra's crew leave and go home due to the way she's screaming at them, Michael and the rest of the crew start to question Sandra about how and where she's taking all this stuff. She's borrowed a small pickup truck that can't fit much in it at all, in a warehouse that no one knows where it is or if it even exists.
So sit down.
Yeah,
That all doesn't fit in Kirby's truck.
we were just gonna make several trips.
Okay. To where?
We had all tried all day long. Everyone asked, where is this location?
My buddy's place that he's allowed me to put the stuff there.
Once again, she will not tell us where that location is. I don't think there is one. I think she is just in fight or flight mode right now. All this stuff that you have, there's no way you're gonna have enough time to get it off the property by 5 p.m.
We were warning Sandra all day, hey, it's getting close. And she was not focusing on the reality of, hey, the stuff in the street has to get somewhere.
There's no way someone has offered to keep Sandra's stuff in their house. It's actually all rubbish. And when asked, she won't tell anyone where the house is, how far away it is, or anything like that. So clearly she just made it all up.
You're half an hour from losing everything. So where is it going?
In my space.
What is the space? How do I know that we have the right to put it there? Please give me a phone number of someone at that location so I can verify that it's there.
My phone is dead, and I don't know his number by heart.
Here's what I think. I don't think she has permission of the warehouse to take it to.
That's why I asked. Why do you think I asked? Yeah, I don't think she does. This is so sad.
I think around 4 or 5 p.m. we're going to see a garbage truck here and a nuclear meltdown.
To make matters worse, the truck Sandra has borrowed won't even start. So she has a truck and a trailer full of stuff that no one wants to keep and nowhere to take it. And by now it's 5 p.m. and she has run out of time. The new owners have been extremely kind to her and given her every opportunity to take whatever she wants. But she spent most of that time screaming at the house and trying to cause chaos. So now she unfortunately has been told to leave the property.
We have no more time with the city, Sandra.
It's all done. So whatever we can get on that truck, it's time to go.
All right, Sandra, are you listening?
I hear every word you
Okay.
say. All right, Ben.
So that means we got about 10 minutes. What do you want to put on it? Is that the last piece?
No, we got 2 more, guys.
We're done. That's it. We got to go. That's it. It's time to go.
Thanks, guys.
We emptied a 10,000 square foot home, and she's got like this much stuff, and it's heartbreaking. It's really sad to watch.
Thankfully, Sandra's brothers fixed the truck and she can drive it away. But it's absolutely full to the brim and the trailer's so full it looks unsafe to drive. She probably has less than 1% of the items from her house and it's making her extremely emotional that she has to leave the rest behind.
I'm too sad about the things we lost. And I think that's just beginning because I hadn't really felt that way, per se.
She literally has nothing.
We tried.
To watch her drive off was really hard because it was like, that was it. That was the final chapter.
For Sandra, it seems like the catalyst for her addiction was losing her job as an interior designer. Clinging onto random materials and pieces of furniture was like a way for her to cope with no longer running her business. She had so much hope that she would be able to start it up and become successful once again. If Sandra could have gotten some help before she'd moved out, her situation wouldn't have been so bad for this long, but she never wanted to leave her dream house. The new owners bought the house for just $400,000 at auction. They were able to get it for so cheap because of the fact that it was sold as seen, containing all of Sandra's hoard. After the cleanup and years of renovations, the house is currently on the market for an insane $5 million. It now looks completely unrecognizable and is a really beautiful house. Unfortunately, Sandra passed away in September 2023 at the age of 79. After being removed from the mansion, she lived in her RV for a while before moving in with her brother. This episode is a very sad one because clearly Sandra didn't always suffer with this mental illness. She was once an incredibly successful businesswoman who worked hard enough to buy a multi-million-dollar mansion. It's devastating that she wasn't helped out sooner, as earlier intervention probably would have made this situation a lot less extreme for Sandra. Now, if this was a bit different for me, and if you like this and you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this, you'll probably like my £600 life too, and you can click the video that's on your screen now to watch me cover that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.